Right now, I'm challenging myself to see if I can make 128 Regulation H teams that are each different from one another over the course of 128 days. Why 128, you might ask? At the end of the 128 days, we're going to do something special where we battle every team against each other in a single elimination bracket to see which team emerges on top. There'll be some competitively strong teams, there'll be some gimmick teams, and there'll be some probably a good number of goofs and gaffs in there, so if you want to follow through to the end, subscribe so that you can keep up with each day. But without further ado, let's move on to day 3. Alright everybody, welcome back to the 128 team challenge, and today we're going to be going over the last team that I've been using on stream in the Beat Me, Take My Pokemon streams, and that is the Rain team. I believe this team was the second team that I designed. It goes in order of Sun, Rain, and then Sand. And this Rain team I really wanted to flesh out with a lot of Pokemon that I thought would be good in a both restricted and a non-restricted meta, so let's get into the mons here. Starting off with Blastoise, we have a Pokemon that actually isn't... You know, I just said that I filled this team out with Pokemon that I thought would fit in both a restricted and a non-restricted, but Blastoise is just kind of here. Like, don't get me wrong, I really like what Blastoise can do here. We have the Muddy Water, which gives us a very strong stab water option that hits both of our foes and has a 30% chance to drop accuracy, which can definitely come into play with our other way that we use Blastoise, which is that we have the Body Press Iron Defense set. So a really good way to use Blastoise is that you get it on the field in front of like a grass type, for example, and then you go Terra Poison and you click Iron Defense, and if that grass type is a physical attacker, it means that they pretty much can't do any damage to you anymore. And then with your leftovers in combination with your ability Rain Dish, if Rain is up, you can use Protect, and through both of those turns, if you take like a fourth of your health, you're pretty much guaranteed to be back at full health by the end of the second turn after the Protect. So Blastoise is a really good endgame option if you use all the other Pokemon on this team to get rid of the Pokemon that really threaten Blastoise on your opponent's team. Next up, we have the Rain setter itself, a Pelipper. We're going to be seeing a lot of Pelippers whenever it comes to setting up Rain, just because flying type damage is really good right now whenever you want to be setting up Rain. And with our flying type damage, we have the Hurricane, which becomes 100% accurate during the rain and has a 30% chance to confuse the target, but is also a very high base power move at 110. Following up for our water type damage on Pelipper, we have our Weather Ball, which will increase to 100 base power and become a water type move whenever we have rain up. So it's pretty easy to get the water Weather Ball off with Pelipper, but if you get put into different weathers, you can have different scenarios where you can use like Fire Weather Ball into maybe like a Goldango, and it gets a little tricky, but can work out sometimes. Then we also have some defensive options in the Wide Guard, which is going to make it so that we don't get hit by any spread attacks, protecting Pelipper and its partner. And then we also just have normal Protect for if we don't want Pelipper specifically to get hit by an attack during a turn. And this is something that I had to really drill into my head whenever I was using Pelipper on stream, is that you can't use Wide Guard and then Protect in guaranteed succession, but you can use Wide Guard as many times as you want over and over again. And then we also have the Focus Sash on Pelipper, which is a pretty popular item in the Reg G restricted now that Pelipper is like the main rain setter, but at the time that I made this team, Focus Sash Pelipper was definitely not that popular. And then we also have the Ground Terra type on Pelipper to negate being hit by electric moves, but now that we're in like Reg H, I think there's definitely a better Terra type that you can put on Pelipper. I just don't know what it is, and I'm too lazy to test it to find out what it should be changed to. Next up, we have our Caledon. Our Caledon is going to be a very central Pokemon in Regulation H. I would say it's one of those Pokemon that if you're running a rain team, you have to have a very good excuse for why you're not using our Caledon. Because whereas all of our water types are weak to grass, our Caledon actually quad resist it, which means that you can create a lot of scenarios where using your Steel Dragon type, you can swap out one of the other Pokemon and then you can get your stamina ability activated, which means that you're going to get a defense boost. And then with your Assault Vest giving you an inherent special defense boost, it can be very hard to knock out our Caledon, especially in the endgame. With our Caledon, we have a lot of good attacking options. We have the Stab Flash Cannon, we have the Electro Shot, which is a move that will increase your special attack and then hit immediately if you're in rain, but if you're not in rain, it will take 2 turns. And then we have the Body Press. As we talked about with Blastoise, we also have Body Press on our Caledon, and with your stamina ability, you'll be getting your defense boost through your stamina ability for Body Press, which Makes it easier to beat other Archaludons too. And lastly, we have the Snarl just to lower the special attacks of our opponents, to make ourselves a little bit more tankier, but also to help support Blastoise in the endgame against any special attackers that Blastoise may have to go up against. And Terra Flying is a really good type for Archaludon because it makes you immune to ground and resist fighting, which, yeah, those are the only things that Archaludon is weak to. Next up, we have Grimmsnarl, and Grimmsnarl is very popular because of its prankster ability, which means that you are going to get a +1 priority on all of your status moves, and we've got 3 of those. We've got our Light Screens and our Reflects, so that in combination with our Light Clay, we can get 8 turns of Light Screen and Reflect, which are both very valuable for keeping our very tanky Pokemon even more alive than they already were before. We also have Thunder Wave to add a little bit of variability into the game where we can cut anything's speed in half, but if the game goes on for a really long time like we want it to with Blastoise and Archaludon, it means that the opponent is more likely to get a paralysis turn that will be in our favor. And then just so Grimmsnarl doesn't get bricked by like a taunt or something around that, we have the Spirit Break, which is a pretty strong physical fairy move that allows you to drop your target's special attack by 1. Next up, we got Scizor, and Scizor is mainly here because we want to be using Scizor to get a really good, super effective hit, and then take a lot of damage and get knocked out. So we gave Scizor Bullet Punch because that's really, Scizor's like the best Bullet Punch user. Because you have that Technician ability, which means that it's actually going to be a 60 base power Bullet Punch, which is really strong when you consider Stab also applies, and your Life Orb boost also applies. You can get a lot of 2-Kos on things with Scizor Bullet Punch. But somewhere later down the line, we also got Bug Bite back on Scizor, and Bug Bite also gets boosted by Technician. So it becomes Scizor's strongest physical bug-type move, and it also lets you eat berries off of things, which is pretty nice. And lastly, we got the knockoff on Scizor, just in case we really need to get off an item like a leftovers or a berry or something like that Scizor can't eat for whatever reason, and it helps mitigate a lot of those endgame threats. And then Terra Dragon is a bit of a strange Terra to have on Scizor. Like, it does negate all of your weaknesses, but it does make you weak to Fairy. So hopefully whatever Fairy type you're trying to play around is weak to Bullet Punch, because if it's not, things can get a little tricky there. And last but not least, we have Raichu, Raichu is probably the Pokemon that I use the least out of all 3 of the stream teams. Just because the original Raichu set, actually, this is an adjusted Raichu set, but the original Raichu set was, I don't want to say not well thought out, but it definitely can be better. This is the better set. We still have the Thunder and Fake Out, which are 2 great things to have with Raichu whenever you're running a rain team, because Fake Out is the best move in doubles. And then having that really strong Stab Thunder to catch other water types off guard is really nice to have. And then we also have the Nuzzle, which means that we can speed control things. Previously I had Electro Web, but now we have Nuzzle because I think the paralysis is a lot better. And you can also use a side Nuzzle into things like Scizor, Grimmsnarl, Archaludon, and Blastoise if you don't want them to fall asleep, for example, or get burned. Even though that does add a little bit more variability on your end, not being put to sleep for 3 turns can be a game breaker. So if you use the side Nuzzle to paralyze yourself and not get put to sleep, you can create more favorable outcomes. And lastly, we have the Fake Tears, which is not a move that I would have slapped on this team originally, but considering that we're going into Reg H, where there's going to be a lot of Dondozos, it is nice to have the Fake Tears to lower the Dondozo's special defense back down to make Dondozo a little bit more manageable after you Nuzzle it, if for whatever reason the Dondozo doesn't try to take you out. And then since Raichu is relatively fast, actually, for this Reg H meta, you can use Fake Tears before your other special attackers on the team act in order to help guarantee one-hit KOs. And with the Lightning Rod ability able to draw away electric-type attacks, Raichu definitely gets to hold its own. But let's get into some battles. Okay, my opponent is also wielding a Raichu, but they also have a Moongus. I know that the team comp is a little bit cut off here, but I can at least describe to you what's happening. The Raichu is actually Assault Vest. I think if we get rid of Raichu, Blastoise endgame could be good here, because the Corviknight doesn't have much of a way to beat me. I'm not sure how I want to get that endgame set up. I think I'm going to start Archaludon Grimmsnarl, and then we're going to have Pelipper and Blastoise in the back. Okay, they do the Guard Shot. Oh, Raichu's Terra Flying. Is Raichu just going to Terra Flying and Guard Shot's going to attack with Earthquake? It's very much a possibility here. I could just Terra Ghost to make sure that doesn't happen. Or I could just Terra Flying Archaludon. I think I'm going to Body Press into Raichu, and then Terra Ghost Reflect. Okay, they switch in Incineroar. So what does Raichu do? Raichu does fake out into Grimmsnarl, so we got that call right. I get to do some damage to their Raichu, but not as much as I would hope, honestly. We currently have the Reflect up, so I'm not too scared of Incineroar. We just need to kind of draw out that Garchomp before the end of the game, now that we've used our Terra on Grimmsnarl here. I think Body Press into Incineroar, and then Light Screen is well warranted here. Oh, Raichu has Endeavor, that's right. Okay, what does Incineroar do? Incineroar knocks off Grimmsnarl. I'm fine with that, because now they can't do more damage to me, and now that I have a +1 on my Body Press, I can KO the Raichu. I think I just have to... I can't Thunder Wave either target. Well, I guess I can't Thunder Wave because of Raichu anyways, but we're just gonna Spirit Break into Incineroar for all the damage that I can get. Raichu nuzzles Grimmsnarl. I'm okay with that, because we bought... Ooh, I guess I should have targeted into Raichu, because now Raichu is on 4% health. And I don't have any priority to get rid of it. I kind of need to bait out the Raichu not hitting me here. I need to go Snarl and Protect. If they Endeavor our Caledon, then we're in a really bad spot. Okay, they decided to Volt Switch Pelipper. That's good, that's good. Oh, but we missed the Snarl on Raichu! No! It's so bad. That is heckin' terrible. Raichu's gonna leave, though. And now I'm okay with Pelipper getting down to Sash. So if Raichu leaves, then I'm going to Electro Shot whatever Raichu comes in. Whatever... Actually, I'm going to Electro Shot into Grimmsnarl. And Weather Ball into Grimmsnarl. They Thunder Wave. Oh, but they Thunder Wave their own Raichu. So we avoid their Thunder Wave. So their Raichu's going to leave. And in comes Incineroar. So we get... Everything is living on 1 health on this team. I guess my move is that I Snarl and then get Blastoise in here. Can they please go into Raichu? Okay, they went into Raichu. Thank goodness I Snarled this turn. But it misses Raichu again! This Raichu is invincible! I just have to Snarl and I have to Muddy Water and hope that I get to clear the field good enough. If the Raichu endeavors anything here... Okay, Raichu actually decided to fake out. Wait, that's better. Wait, that's so good, actually. What does Incineroar do here? They decide, okay, they keep parting shotting our Caledon, but our Caledon isn't the real problem here anymore. It's about to be Blastoise, hopefully. So now they bring in Garchomp, and we have 1 turn of Reflect left. So I can effectively, I can Snarl, and then I can Iron Defense with Blastoise. They Thunder Wave our Caledon, which actually I think is the wrong thing again. As Blastoise doesn't take too much damage from the Garchomp, and Blastoise gets off its Iron Defense. We Snarl into the Garchomp for a little bit of damage. Really depends. What is there out here? Our Reflect is gone, and we have 1 turn of Light Screen, but nothing out here is a special attacker. They could Rock Slide flinch us into Oblivion. That would be bad. For what it's worth, though, I at least want to try Body Pressing into Incineroar, and then protecting Blastoise. They go Terra Dragon here. They fake out Blastoise. They try to kill our Caledon, but our Caledon gets off Stamina. I get to pick off KO into Incineroar, which is nice. Now I feel pretty confident that we can bring in Pelipper to burn 1 turn with Pelipper. And do I want to count on not being crit? It depends how much Body Press damage we do to Garchomp. I think I want to Body Press just to see how much we can get. Even though it is Rough Skin, I cannot be counting on the crit here. The flinch also stinks. But at least we have our leftovers for the rest of the game, and now we have Rain for a really long time. We have Flash Cannon and Iron Defense. They choose to Dragon Claw down our Caledon, so we get a free Iron Defense boost here. And we're just gonna go to +6 while we still can. With the Rain healing us up, this is such a good display of what Blastoise can do here. Now we're gonna Body Press, and as long as they don't crit us, we're good. Yeah, our opponent understands, and we're going on to game 2. Okay, so what's the mix-up this time? The mix-up has gotta be that they bring a Moongus. So I think I'm going to lead my Raichu and Pelipper. And then, who are we gonna I think we see our Caledon and Blastoise in the back. So this is gonna set up our rain immediately, so if we do lose Pelipper to something rather unfortunate, we are in a bit of a bad spot. If we can get rid of Garchomp, like, right here, it means that our Caledon's, like, pretty free in the back. Raichu's definitely faster than Garchomp. And they can't Thunder Wave us because we currently have Raichu on the field. Oh, they do have Fake Out, though. I think we should just play Fake Out Wars here for a turn. They do Fake Out Pelipper. Okay. Good thing we played Fake Out Wars. Now let's play Fake Tears and Hurricane and Garchomp. Actually, let's Fake Tears and then Wide Guard with Pelipper. Okay, they Parting Shot Raichu. What? Why did they Parting Shot Raichu? Oh, they're Clear Amulet. I'm stupid. Well, at least I Wide Guarded. That saves me from that one derp. Derp, 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 derp. But if they're willing to Rock Slide here, then I'm willing to bring in our Caledon in place of Pelipper. Because Raichu doesn't have as much play in Garchomp as I think, since they're Clear Amulet and I can't Fake Tears them. I actually don't Fake Out, they just Dragon Claw. They knock off our Caledon. Okay, I'm fine with that for now. So now we can Body Press whatever in the Incineroar slot. And I'm probably going to focus down Caledon here, or they just Protect. Then we do a lot of damage with that. And they could Terra Flying here. Could Terra Flying Earthquake. But the Endeavor, yeah, the Endeavor on Raichu is way too much here. I think I need to call the Endeavor by Muddy Watering and then swapping in Pelipper. Okay, yeah, they Endeavored Pelipper. Nice, nice, nice. They did Earthquake Raichu though, but without Terra Flying. Now Grimmsnarl's back on the field. We can click Iron Defense. And I'm pretty okay. To get rid of Pelipper here, they'd have to attack. I'm pretty okay with just getting rid of Raichu. Ooh, and we catch the Lightning Rod on Raichu. Good switch, good switch. Rock Slide doesn't do too much, and Blastoise gets off an Iron Defense, which is pretty clutch. Oh, and our opponent just gives up because Blastoise has an Iron Defense. Phenomenal! Okay, we got a Water, Fire, Grass, Fire Core here. Another Garchomp. I wonder how popular then Garchomps are these days, but they definitely have a good amount of play into our team at least. Again, I think Blastoise endgame can go really good here as long as we can get rid of Rillaboom somehow. So let's start Raichu. Do I actually want to start Raichu here? I think I just want to start our Caledon, Grimmsnarl, Blastoise, Pelipper, and let's see what happens. Okay, they lead the Garchomp, but they also lead the Gyarados. So I could try... This is just Stomping Tantrum. I could count on them Swords Dancing and then just swap Pelipper in to Electroshot the Gyarados, but the Gyarados has Protect, so I don't think that's as trustworthy. Let's just click Flash Cannon in a Garchomp and get up a Reflect. Okay, Garchomp does Swords Dance. They taunt the Grimmsnarl, so I could have just done the thing that I said last time, but I didn't. We're gonna Electroshot the Gyarados and bring in Pelipper. Garchomp chooses to protect this turn. They Thunder Wave into our Caledon, and we get our Electroshot, which means that Gyarados is going down this turn. Now Volcarona is coming in. Volcarona. We could burn our Terra Flying here. Yeah, I think we burn our Terra Flying and we go for Flash Cannon. And then they have spread moves. They have Rock Slide. I really don't think they have a reason to Rock Slide here, so I'm going to Weather Ball into Volcarona. Okay, they Rock Slided. Well, we get the Weather Ball off in Volcarona, so that at least KOs. And we get the Flash Cannon off in the Garchomp, so we do good damage into that. What was their last spawn? We won't find out because they gave up. Okay, what is the adjustment here? I think their adjustment is to lead. Let's do what we did last time. They didn't use their Terra last time, did they? I don't think they did. Let's try Blastoise and Raichu. And then have our Caledon and Grimmsnarl. We're not going to bring our Pelipper Rain this time, just because... Okay, they led the exact same way. Well, In my defense, I did not think they were going to do that. They can just taunt Blastoise now with Gyarados. But they'd have to tear up grass their Gyarados. I guess I'm just gonna Muddy Water and Thunder Gyarados. Oh, they're switching Fergal out because they think I'm going to Fake Out, but I don't Fake Out. Garchomp gets off Swords Dance. Muddy Water, no accuracy drops though. But now that we don't have Gyarados on the field, we can more reliably Iron Defense. You just Thunder into Farigiraf again, although Thunder has a pretty good chance to miss, so let's perhaps not do that. I think my best move is to... Garchomp is just going to Swords Dance again, I feel like. I'm going to Iron Defense and swap in Grimmsnarl. Okay, they Rock Slide, but they miss Blastoise, which is the more crucial one to miss here. That means that we have less damage that we have to recover. Let's keep Iron Defensing, and let's get up a Reflect. They yet again miss Blastoise, which I feel that. I was literally that person a little while ago. But now I'm gonna bring in Raichu to make them... I want them to Rock Slide again, basically, so I can bring in Archaludon. So we're gonna Body Press, and then we're gonna bring in Archaludon. They swap in Volcarona. Oh, and they Stomping Tantrum Raichu. Okay, well that allows us to Muddy Water, and they have to Stomping and attack into Archaludon to remove Archaludon. But what if I Terra Flying instead? And I don't get hit by anything. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Garchomp chooses to protect this turn. Volcarona Quiver Dances. That's pretty alright for them. Oh, but we missed the Snarl, which is actually... now I'm back being that person again. We don't get the accuracy. Damn, I need the accuracy drop. Rock Slide. Does this make the difference? Okay, we get the accuracy drop on Volcarona, which might be pretty big here. We're gonna keep Muddy Watering and Snarling as we hopefully live the Rock Slide on Archaludon. Yeah, we live. Do we get any flinches, though? No, now I've flinched on the Snarl at least, which is the big one. Okay, Blastoise does flinch though. And the last mon is Gyarados, who they haven't used their Terra, right? Am I dumb? Still have that Steel Terra, but it does not benefit them to Steel Terra here, because then we can just click Blastoise's Body Press. I think I'm just gonna try and Body Press for as much damage as I can get. They Thunder Wave Blastoise, and Blastoise gets the Paraturn, which is a little unfortunate. So Volcarona is going to be faster, but it can only do so damage into Raichu. I think Gyarados is going to protect here, so I'm going to Nuzzle the Volcarona. It doesn't kill Raichu, nice. So now we can 70% of the time kill Gyarados here. That's a big 70%. Oh, but Gyarados decided just to use its Terra Grass. Okay. Volcarona's Quiver Dancing. Waterfall picks off Raichu, and yeah, I think we're out of this one. Even with the accuracy drops. Hold on. I need to get rid of Volcarona first. Because as long as I'm getting off Muddy Waters, then I'm getting off accuracy drops. Even if I think the special defense drop actually puts us in the grave here. It depends how fast. Did we get a double accuracy drop? Okay, maybe we're back. Maybe we're back. We did not get the Paraturn, and we need the they finished us with the Poke Buzz. If I attacked that last turn and got in the crit, we would have had it. Okay, let's try this again. So last time it was a Garchomp lead. So what if I just threatened Blastoise? It would have been nice if we had Pelipper there too, because Pelipper has the Sash. What if I just lead Blastoise, Pelipper, and then have Archaludon and Grimmsnarl in back? Okay, they immediately led Volcarona, which I think is good for us just to click Muddy Water and Wide Guard. Because I don't think there's any way that they keep Volcarona in here with Pelipper. Yeah, they don't. Wide Guard up, Blastoise goes for, or Garchomp goes for Swords Dance. Can we get the accuracy drop? No, we can't. You can risk doing the same thing again. What does Gyarados do? Is Gyarados gonna taunt Pelipper? No, it just taunts Blastoise. This might be where Terra Ground comes in handy, because I think it's about to rock. I've been wide guarding every time, though. I swear, they rock slided. Oh, but Pelipper missed at least. Pelipper, don't you dare flinch. Hey, alright, good job. My opponent is not happy about that play. Oh, and they gave up because of that. Alright, well, that saves me a lot of RNG down the road. But I feel like with Garchomp out of the way, it would be pretty easy for us to use Blastoise and Pelipper to defeat everything that they have left. So, I'll take the win, even if it is... You think we're using Rock Slide. Look, come on. Okay, here we have another a Palafin balance team at that. It's very similar to that Blood Moon team that I fought in the last video. This time they have Whimsicott, so how does this team beat Blood Moon Ursaluna? I think it's by just leading Pelipper Blastoise and then having our Caledon and Grimmsnarl in the back. Okay, we see Farigiraf and Rillaboom hitting the field. And I feel pretty fine just going for the Hurricane into Rillaboom and then swapping Blastoise into our Caledon. Let's see what they do. They fake out Pelipper, which is not the thing that I wanted to happen. And they get a Trick Room. So the question is Blood Moon Ursaluna going to enter now or later? Because I can just keep snarling with our Caledon here. Hurricane KO's Rillaboom, which means that it's not a Assault Vest. It is Miracle Seed. And the Snarl got rid of the Throat Spray from the Farigiraf, but now we have Ursaluna. And how confident do I feel that they might just Blood Moon here? I feel pretty confident with Wide Guard and Body Press, I feel like. Okay, they go for the Earth Power. Man, I could have just Terra Flyinged out of that. And then attacked with Pelipper, man. This is why we have a Grimmsnarl. We're gonna kind of have to throw Pelipper here with this, but we can use the Light Screen with Grimmsnarl. Yeah, Blood Moon takes out Pelipper, but at least they can't Blood Moon Blastoise on the next turn. We're gonna get in Blastoise, and we're gonna Muddy Water, and we can afford to Spirit Break the Ursaluna. Oh, the Muddy Water misses the Ursaluna. It's just a day of miss. This is why you always gotta run 100% accurate moves, because when you're not, you were losing out. But now we should be faster, but I don't think we KO. Oh, in comes Palafin to get... Oh, we missed the Muddy Water again! Man! I just want to land it! Get rid of this thing. Well, at this point, since Palafin is in, I should maybe start Iron Defensing. We can always Thunder Wave the Palafin. No, we can't. For raft things. I'm gonna try getting the Reflect up. Is Palafin gonna flip turn out on Grimmsnarl? Or at least Grimmsnarl lived it. Farigiraf has an accuracy decrease. I think we go for the Iron Defense here, and we Spirit Break. No, I got Iron Defense. Ursaluna's gonna leave. That's what I feel like. I think Ursaluna's gonna leave. Is the Palafin... Palafin is Haze. It can actually Haze. There's no point in me Iron Defensing. We're gonna Muddy Water and Spirit Break the Giraffe. Muddy Water, that KOs Ursaluna. Okay, what does it benefit me to do here? They have Flip Turn, Jet Punch, and Wave Crash, so Grimmsnarl is probably dead. That's a big probably, though. I think it benefits me most to Muddy Water here, and try to Spirit Break the Giraffe. Okay, yeah, they Jet Punch out Grimmsnarl here. Can I see an Accuracy Drop? Accuracy Drop on Farigiraf. I have Healing, but they don't. But also, it's going to get rid of my screens over time. So I think I have to Body Press the Palafin and hope that the Farigiraf doesn't crit me. Exactly one more turn of Light Screen, so I think I use it to Muddy Water. Oh, Farigiraf gets its guaranteed accuracy, but I don't think it kills me, which means that Blastoise wins the endgame with 100% accurate guaranteed Body Press. Let's go, Blastoise! Blastoise endgame, too strong. Needs to be nerfed. But seriously though, I think I'm gonna lose this time. Because now they know that I'm okay with Pelipper just clicking Hurricane into things, and I think they thought that the Rillaboom would be slower than Pelipper before. But let's start Pelipper, our Caledon, and then have Blastoise and Grimmsnarl in the back. They start Farigiraf, Palafin. Okay. I am okay with this. Because this means that Palafin's probably gonna Flip Turn out. I really don't see it not doing that. I don't have it. We can go for the Electro Shot here, right? So I think I'm just going to Hurricane into Farigiraf and Electro Shot into Farigiraf. And it's hopefully going to go away. Are you berry? No, you're not berry, your throat spray. Electroshock goes up, it does that much damage to Farigiraf. Hurricane comes out, it does that much damage to Farigiraf, and now we've gotten rid of the Trick Room option at least. And okay, they bring in their Fake Out option, which means that they can Terra Normal here and then go for the Earth Power. I think that's pretty likely. So I could use my Terra Flying, but that means I have to be careful how I deal with Palafin once Palafin comes back. But if they use their... Is their Palafin Terra Water? If they use their Terra Normal here, then I am fine with that. So let's click... We saw Hurricane actually just KOs Rillaboom. Let's see if we can get Rillaboom off the field and Terra Flying Body Press into Archaludon. Okay, they Fake Out Pelipper. You Body Press into Ursaluna for a bit of damage. What does Ursaluna do? Okay, they do Earth Power Archaludon. Nice. Good turn for us. However, Pelipper's now slow again. I think we Hurricane... No, let's Protect and Snarl, I think? Ursaluna does go Terra Normal. See, you turn from Rillaboom, so I actually could have just Body Pressed this turn since they attacked, but... We get to Snarl Ursaluna, thankfully, and that lowers its special attack. And that only does that much damage. And we are now at +2 in defense. So unless Palafin can haze, but we can Hurricane and Body Press safely. No, we can't, because that doesn't live. Okay, well, we know Blastoise is at least faster here, but we don't beat Rillaboom is the problem now. So we're gonna need our Reflect. Big Crash comes out into Grimmsnarl, does that much. Single target Muddy Water, picks up KO there. And now... Oh, now we can stall out Grassy Terrain. Do I count on them attacking with Grassy Glide into Grimmsnarl, though? I think that's a bit much. No, they would hammered Grimmsnarl instead. Okay. So if we get our Iron defenses up here fast enough, that's not bad. We just need the Paraturns on the favorable turns. I'm not going to Protect here because we need to make use of the Reflect turns the most that we can, and we need to not be crit. That is the big thing, not getting crit. Actually, I guess I can afford to Protect here since we're going to get some good health back. Our Reflect will last for 3 turns. Do not crit me. Do not crit me. Or at least take a Paraturn on one of the turns. For crying out loud, Rillaboom, please, just take one. Take a Paraturn, please. Okay, thank goodness. I thought when it ever ended there that the Body Press didn't KO, but the Body Press KO'd. But yeah, I did not expect all of the endgames to pretty much end in Blastoise endgame, but Blastoise endgame, everybody. So yeah, you can definitely see where my headspace was at trying to build this Blastoise team, and it actually works a lot better than I haven't tested this at all in Reg H, so I'm excited to maybe test this a little bit in my off time to see how I can better optimize this team. But Blastoise endgame, it feels pretty strong considering that there's a lot of physical water types running around. So yeah, if you want to earn any of these Pokemon, except for the Archaludons, I'm out of the Archaludons, but if you want to earn any of these Pokemon, I do streams where if you beat me in a set of battles, that means that you get a Pokemon, and I'm looking to get rid of all of them as fast as I can, if I'm being honest. So yesterday we had one of those streams, but we're definitely going to have more of those in the future. And there's even going to be an all-day stream, which I don't think I mentioned in the previous videos. There's going to be an all-day stream where I try to get rid of all of them in one single stream. So look forward to that, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.